classy.
Mindonmatters, episode 6, we back. Episode 6, we back like, Shout out to Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we back. It look like y'all back too. Welcome back. If you're watching on YouTube right now, we got 2 buttons down there. It's like and subscribe. You might want to hit both of those. And I think I tested it. It take about like 1.2 seconds. 1.3 if you want to hit the notification bells.
Oh, yeah, don't forget share also.
Share too. But people don't be doing that though.
No, not at all.
People definitely don't be sharing.
No.
Oh, why not? Please share. Please.
If you ain't going to share, comment. Leave a comment. We respond to every single comment we get. And we appreciate all the feedback that we getting. And if you're watching us, you might notice already that there's a certain man that's back from Cambodia that was on a warpath. Dre the Peace God is back in the building. A round of applause.
I am back. Thank you. You can hold your applause.
How was your peace mission?
My peace mission was excellent. I came, I saw, I conquered.
You was out in Cali,
yes,
UCLA, right? How was the weather?
The weather was awesome. I mean, it was always sunny. It was warm. It's a dope vibe. I can't wait to go back, truthfully. I can't wait. Right. Y'all should come with me.
I got a Cali swag, so I need to get up out of there.
Especially with them glasses. I like them.
Thank you. If you watch me right now, you're welcome. But anywho, so we back episode 6. Episode 5 was a little heavy. Nove?
Yeah, it got how Dr. Stray saying? How did Dr. Stray say it? Things just got out of hand.
Things just got out of hand.
A little bit.
Things got out of hand. But it was a deep episode. We talked about breakups and grieving and going through that process. And it was kind of I won't say last episode that we're going to talk about like relationship type stuff, because we're going to definitely go down that road again.
Oh, yeah.
But we thought about the whole what to talk about next. And in a sense of that, we was talking about masculinity and how societal norms kind of play a factor in how we conduct ourselves and how our fathers raised us or how our parents raised us. And masculinity, there's nothing wrong with it, but it does get a little toxic at times. There's a thin line between being a man and being too much of a man. You get what I mean? Because you kind of like circumventing yourself from being like a comprehensive man.
Yeah, sort of kind of.
Or whatever. So that's the topic for today. We're talking about toxic masculinity and its negative effects, what to watch out for, and also kind of like what can we do to better be more well-rounded men, especially those of us who are fathers or soon to be fathers or wish to have children in the future. How you talk to your son is very, very, very important.
Damn critical.
That's 100% facts.
Right? You know, I know. So
100% facts.
That's what we're talking about today. Before we even start the show, though, I want to give a quick shout out and a look out to people who listen to the show. If you go to rf84.com, there's some cool merch up there: t-shirts, hoodies, hats, lunch boxes. I don't know. You go up there, you put the discount code in, mindonmatters, you get 20% off all your purchases. They got some dope stuff up there. I already got a shirt up there. I'm probably going to rock it next episode, so I'm looking forward to it. rf84.com. So, gentlemen, let's talk about it. Masculinity, by definition, is having qualities or appearance traditionally associated with men, especially strength and aggressiveness. Sounds innocent enough, but it always gets a little bit deeper than that. When y'all think about masculinity or being masculine, what's the first thing that come to y'all mind?
I have to be tough. I got to be stern, firm, somewhat aggressive. I got to puff my chest up when I walk in the room, hold my head up high. You know, just be what they would say an alpha male when you're walking in a room. And I think that it puts a kind of a strain, because now you have to, if you are a character just not that way, when you walk in the room, you be like, I got to be this way because people gonna think I'm soft.
It take a lot of energy, right?
It take a lot of energy.
Damn.
Yeah, it definitely does.
Yeah.
I think solid, like you said, tough, aggressive, firm, unwavering. You're not really allowed to really show a lot of emotion you can't really show a lot of come off very stoic. Like, you know what they say, that 1,000-yard stare.
Mm-hmm.
Like you just walk in a room and it's just a cold stare. Like there's nothing particularly wrong with you, but you know, growing up, it's like, yeah, you just want to have that look. Like, I don't want to fuck with that guy.
Yeah,
that's the look. So
yeah.
So I was raised by primarily my father through my formative years. My father's a Vietnam veteran, so he like as masculine gets.
Shout out Bus, what up?
Bus, what's up? Love you. Happy Father's Day. We the way he raised me, this word never really came out of his mouth ever. But all the lessons was there about how you're supposed to conduct yourself as a man. And depending on your parenting style, it doesn't necessarily say what you supposed to do. But a lot of the masculine lesson that we get from our fathers is like what you're not supposed to do.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
You're not supposed to be crying.
Exactly.
Not at all.
You're not supposed to be showing weakness. You get what I mean? If you go out there and you're going to compete, you better win. I don't want no losers in my house, stuff like that.
Ain't no second place, yeah.
I'm pretty sure we all heard situations where either your father or maybe even your mother might have talked to you about, like, if you get into a fight in school or if somebody stole your bike or did something to you, don't come back in this house unless you hit him back or something like that. Like crazy stuff.
Did you
like
hit
that.
him back? That's the first thing. Did you hit him back?
The question to be, and what'd you do?
Yep.
After he did that, it's like, I didn't do nothing. I cried.
And if you didn't do anything, they'd be like, well, you know what? Guess where we're going? We're going back out there because we're not going to be running.
If you don't beat him up, I'm going to beat your ass.
We've heard stories of fathers or even mothers taking their sons, like, where them boys at? I'm going to drive you over there and you're going to fight them in the street.
Exactly.
Probably not so much nowadays, but back in the day, 90s, early 2000s, that's just how it was. And it ain't a healthy way to raise a child. It's a lot of stuff that we learned as kids from our parents that shaped us into the men that we are today, even men that's listening to the show. But it's when you become a parent and you start teaching your child how to conduct themselves, and especially if you got a son, you start realizing all the stuff that you were taught that's like, you know what? It ain't really useful for me to be telling my son that you can't cry. Guess what? You can come if you got something on your mind and you want to cry, you can cry with me. That's fine. Like I don't have a problem with you showing emotions. I don't have a problem with you saying like I don't feel confident in myself right now. That's cool. Well, let me say that in my house when I was growing up. Hey, Dad, man, I ain't really feeling too confident right now, man. He's gonna be like,
what's wrong with you?
Stop acting like a.
Yeah.
You'll be fine. You'll be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's your problem? So leaving that space for like emotions, I think about masculinity. That's the first thing I think about is the stoicism that you have to maintain about yourself. That whenever you have something that's bothering you, you need to suck it up and you need to man up and deal with it like how a man is supposed to. That's kind of tough to put somebody in a box when they're dealing with like a whole bunch of emotional things in their brain. That's like, I can't figure this out. I'm feeling anxious. I'm feeling depressed. I'm not feeling confident. I'm wavering in my faith. I don't know what to do. So like, man up can't be the answer for everything, right?
No, it's definitely not the answer for everything. Being a man has changed throughout the time.
Thank you.
Right. So, you know, back when our fathers were teenagers, they had to deal with, racial issues. So they had to show off that toughness. And then they would raise us in a similar fashion because that's the only way we knew how. So now that we are fathers and soon to be fathers, or there are future fathers going out there and everything, we are more cognizant of us having emotions because we're men and we're humans first though, and everything. We were born a man, so of course, we gotta tap into emotions. Even for me being a father of my own son, I used to tell my son, "Oh, you can't cry," and everything. Then I had to really sit back and think about. It's like, why am I telling my son not to show emotions and everything? Just because it was instilled in me growing up. Mm-hmm. But now I transition where I tell my son, it's all right to cry. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like you got to have valid reasons. You can't cry when somebody yells at you. Mm-hmm. I want you to be able to stand firm on your ground if somebody's yelling at you. Not that you have to yell back, but you hold your chin up, you take it and all that stuff. but don't cry when somebody yells at you. That was like my biggest issue with him. But now, he openly expresses his emotions if he feels sad, and it's okay for him to cry. Especially, even I might even shed a tear depending on what we talking about.
So it's a weird balance, right?
Yeah.
You have a son. I have a son.
Mm-hmm.
Jay, you don't have kids.
Nah.
That we know of.
Wow.
In America, you don't have children in America.
All right, that's
okay.
Fair. That's fair.
So I want you to kind of peer into the future hypothetically and say, if you had a son and you was trying to teach him about being a real man, what's some of the tenets, like what's some of the key things that you would try to instill upon him that you say, you know what? You may have situations where you feel emotional. You might have situations where you're dealing with mental health issues. You might have situations where you're dealing with life in general that's dragging you down. But a man should have these attributes about him. What would they be, you think?
I think the first thing I would tell him is it's all right to express your emotions, but you need to have self-control when you do it. You can't just fly off the handle. You can't allow every situation to dictate your every emotion. Somebody once said, don't let a 5-second conversation cost you 50 years of your life. And it's a true statement. There's nothing wrong with showing your emotions. There's nothing wrong with expressing yourself. But at the same time, it's like realize that those are your emotions. You are in control of how you feel. Nobody can make you feel a certain type of way that you don't want to feel.
Right.
I think I would tell him about respect. I feel like that's a big one that's been lost, and that plays a little factor into masculinity. I feel like the lack of respect people have for one another, especially men nowadays, that leads into this toxic masculinity as well. I would tell him that you have to respect everybody. Respect isn't given, it's earned. So going forward, whoever you address, male, female, young, old, talk to them like you would want to talk to me or talk to your mother. Have that respect. Have that stance. Like you have to stand on something. I think that's something I've always learned too. As a man, you have to stand on something, your principles, your values, your morals, something.
Couldn't agree more. I feel like I was about to go a different way, but hearing you speak, I just want to say that you hit on like what the most important thing is that I teach my son, and is that you should always lead with love and respect.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell him in that order, but also you should command respect based on how you conduct yourself.
Yes.
So you can't be in a situation as a man in any time in society where people look at you with a lack of respect. I'm not saying that a woman will want to be in a situation where she doesn't get respect from her peers and people that surrounded her and things of that nature. But I would say when you're a man and you don't have respect from your peers and people that surround you, you almost kind of like a secondary citizen in a way. People look at you, they don't come for you. They don't look at you as a protector, anybody that can provide anything to the greater good. They don't look at you as anything as you having input on anything that's of substance that's crucial to any type of processes. And you could tell, like when somebody comes in and they command respect when they speak or how they conduct themselves and their actions and things of that nature, you give that man the respect that they deserve. And if he is a well-rounded man, you expect that respect back towards you.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's how you foster good relationships. Because you can't have good relationships with any woman that you have, your kids, if the respect is not there.
Oh, no,
so I say respect is got to be number one.
As a man, it's got to be number one, because if you think about like what society says that we're supposed to be protect, provide.
Yeah.
The first word is protect.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You can't protect anyone if they don't respect you at all. Like the respect,
They won't allow you to.
yeah,
protect.
exactly.
They
Like the
won't allow you
respect
to
in
protect.
itself is, as a man, without respect, you lose so much of yourself and so much value. It's such a deep-seated thing. Like it's almost intertwined with who you are.
Right.
Like when you lose respect as a man, it's almost like back in olden times. I forgot exactly where I'm going with this, but ancient times when Japanese and Chinese warriors were dishonored or anything like that. They left the country.
Yeah.
Fuck the village. They left the.
Or they dishonored
What?
themselves.
They
Suicide,
killed
what
themselves.
they
Killed
call- I
themselves. I was
forgot
about to
what
say
that's called.
I
samurais.
forgot. Yeah,
They
I
put the
forgot what
sword
it's
in
called.
the
Yeah.
abdomen and took themselves out.
Like
so.
that's how deep that shit runs. So yeah, it's a big deal.
They lost their honor. Just to kind of echo what you were saying earlier about respect, you talk to one another with respect, as if how you want to receive them, the respect from them and everything. You don't want to be yelling at somebody or be disrespectful to somebody, and then you can't expect them to respect you after that. So we do carry honor with us and pride. So I'm gonna ask you, gentlemen, what are some of the ways that that we are disrespected in a way, or what is some of the ways that you see men and you consider you don't respect them in such a manner?
Well, I only got one thing that is like the bane of my existence.
Okay.
Yo, I fucking hate deadbeat fathers, yo. I cannot stand deadbeat fathers because that's the most important responsibility you'll ever have, and you just neglect it. It's sort of like I can't trust you in any other aspect of any type of interpersonal relationship I would have with you. So I work at a job where I actually train people, and sometimes jokingly, if I build up like a rapport with them and I find out they got kids, I always ask them jokingly, like, "Yo, you involved in your kid's life?"
Just like that, though?
Most people, yeah, I say it like jokingly after
Okay.
we've been together for some weeks or whatever like that.
I'm about to say,
I would say
day
like,
number 2, you're involved in kids' life.
yeah,
Like you're supposed to be teaching.
Got to
me
not
get
how
that
to-
out the way, though. It's important.
yeah, everybody says yes, of
Yeah.
course.
Yeah, of course.
But it's like, if you know a guy's like a deadbeat dad, and you have to do like business with him, it's like, I don't know if I can really trust you, bro. Like, you don't even take care of your family. How you supposed to take care of like regular business, day-to-day stuff? But I would say also to that point, how I see disrespect. I see disrespect or my lack of respect for somebody where you're not you're flaky. When you're flaky.
Yeah.
If you smiling in my face, dapping me up, saying you're gonna do business with me, you're gonna check in on me and all this other good jazz, but then like soon as I turn the corner, you talking shit about me to the next man or the next woman, and then to get back to me, I'm looking at you like you phony as shit.
Yeah.
I can never like
Yeah.
take your word,
Agreed.
anything like that.
I agree.
And I would say the last thing for me is like being a man of your word. If you say you're gonna do something,
Do it.
do it.
Yeah,
No
I
excuses.
was
doing
just
that.
about to lean into that. I feel like, having integrity about yourself
Yeah.
and all that. So that's like, if I can't trust you, again, just to echo what you're saying, I can't trust you, I won't fuck with you at all and all that. So you got to have integrity about yourself. Don't lie.
Oh God.
Don't lie. That's,
Yeah.
and it's hard, because we all have told lies before.
Yeah. For
Yeah.
sure.
But, don't lie. Just be a man about it in sense.
But it be them situations where you be like,
You ain't even have to lie.
why you had to lie about that?
You didn't even have to lie.
Yeah.
And that's where I was going to kind of go. But Jay, answer what you feel like.
Yeah.
I feel like y'all answered a lot of them. I just have one more thing left. Man that is not in control of his emotions. That's a big one for me because I feel like when somebody is in control of your emotions, you're not in control of yourself. You have no stance. Like you are a puppet. Like imagine somebody you don't know owning enough real estate in your head to put you in a place where you can do something that could jeopardize your whole entire life because you lost your temper. That's not smart. Not only is it not smart, it's not stable. How do you teach anything as far as being a man when the quintessential thing you need to teach is be in control of yourself before you try to control anything else? Master your domain before you try to master anything else. Like,
Yeah. Any other situations or anything.
Come on.
Relationships and all that.
exactly.
So toxic masculinity is when the whole premise of masculinity and the societal norms of what we think men should be, that cup kind of overflows and it's like, all right, dude, you kind of overcompensating. Now you're doing a little bit too much. I'm going to go ahead and raise my hand and say that I've been guilty of this on plenty of occasions,
I'm sure we all have. I'm sure we all
especially growing up as kids. what happens when we're kids, bro? You trying to integrate yourself into society. You trying to be a part of a pack or a team. You roll around with your crew. You got the kids that you hang out with after school or in school. And what happens when boys get together, bro? We talk shit.
Of course.
We invade other people's territory.
Exactly.
We fight. We do all this other stuff. I remember, not a particular story, but you know how like when growing up, like if a kid was doing something that was a little bit more like girls do that, what's the first thing you say? Oh, this dude gay.
Yep. Yep. That was the first thing.
You homo. Da 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 da. Using all these slurs.
Yeah.
Stuff that, thank God, with society that we in now is definitely like more frowned upon than then. But like you see like a dude that was like a singer or a dancer, or he was a part of like band or something like that. It's like, why you ain't playing? You're supposed to be playing football with us, but you up there playing a trumpet or something like that.
It ain't nothing but hate because the singers and dancers getting all the pussy.
Now,
God damn.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Well, except for that.
Or they'd be like,
They doing the verses now.
They'd be like, I like the draw. I'm like,
yeah,
we not.
why you ain't outside playing, bro?
yeah, like little
We
stuff
not
like
gonna
that.
Talk about that verses.
So we'll be quick. We'll be quick with that. I've also been in a situation where I would say I probably crossed the line into toxicity by how you deal with women. I'm not real big on catcalling, but I've done it. I've had situations where I've kind of like, ew, blue shirt, come here. All right, fuck you then. Like, I mean, that's like, it's like super toxic. It's like, what the hell?
Yeah.
It's like, why am I doing that? But I noticed like the few situations that I did that, I was probably around my homies. Drinks was flowing. It was after the bar or something like that. You feel puffed up. You feel insulated by your team. They gonna be with you like, yeah, man, go holler at that. Da 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 da. They gassing you, whatever. Gaslighting you too. So
they
like,
gonna gas you if she shoots you down too.
yeah.
Like, oh, like hell.
You gonna let that shit ride?
Yeah.
Man, fuck you, bitch. I ain't fucking with you. Like, so it's like,
you ain't even cute anyway.
yeah, I've been
That person.
guilty of that. And I also say, I'm gonna have y'all say what y'all feel like y'all been guilty of as a father too. I mean, I'm a stepdad to a 14-year-old. I've already made some mistakes as far as like being a toxic dad, as far as telling you, now you know, son, you can't be doing this out here. You can't be doing that out here. Y'all know me better than anybody. The thing I'm most toxic about is losing.
Oh,
Who more competitive than me, yo? I don't like losing at all.
Sickening.
And when like in the past, when my son has lost, which it ain't happened very often, it's like in my head I'm thinking like, God damn it, you let the whole family down. You dishonored us, son. Like, what the hell's going on? So it's like, what purpose does that serve for me? Be so gung ho on the fact that if you compete, give your best effort, try your hardest, play within the rules of the game, and somebody was just better that day, it's okay.
Yeah.
But me, I got to take it to the next level and be on some shit like, yo, if you lost, then I'm looking at you funny. I'm getting better though. I'm getting way better though. I used to cry when I lost. Y'all remember this?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's toxic.
Yeah.
It's really toxic.
I feel like my toxic trait, y'all know this as well. I used to take a lot of pride in the notches on the belt and the numbers I put up.
Yeah. Body count.
My man.
Yeah.
Steph Curry out here shooting them threes.
Don't mind missing either.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
No,
I mean, you
no,
gotta take shots. When you take shots, you take shots. As you get older, and you really look back, it's really disgusting. Like, it's really fucking disgusting. Like, one can say, like, yeah, yo, I fucked all these people. I did all this. Mirror facing you. You're a hoe.
What J. Cole say on his last album? Fun fucking them hoes until you realize that you is the hoe.
Exactly.
That's wild.
They was straight using you, bro.
Exactly. It's like you have to, like, if I'm talking to the younger version of myself, like, yeah, congratulations, you have a high body count. That proves that your taste is off. You don't have much respect for yourself.
No standards.
Stability,
Standards
all
are low. It might be some confidence issues with yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can shoot 100 shots. Why not just take the ones you really want? Or take the ones that are harder to get. Oh, you don't want to do that. might get your feelings hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. Yeah, it took a lot of growing up to get past that phase. Like, and now I look at it and I really use it as a teaching moment. Like, that means nothing because you can do all of that, and at the end of the day, you still don't know how to love a woman properly. So what was all that for? What was all that wasted shit for?
Man, Jay, that was pretty heavy, truthfully. But I mean, I could kind of say similar with the numbers and that route, but I think my most toxic trait is with my son. And as I spoke to earlier, it's like just telling him that he can't cry, he can't show emotions. I am also very competitive, especially when I watch my sons. Like, I be in a mode like don't fuck with me. don't fuck with me. Don't fuck with my son. I'm ready.
That wasn't no foul.
I'm ready to. I'm halfway on the field.
Oh,
you don't get the call right, and I started seeing that into my son, like the way he will even play. Like, yeah, in moments he'll play harder, he'll play tougher, and all this stuff. I'm yelling at him, I'm cursing at my son on the field.
Whoa.
Right?
Wow.
So I'm like, I had to really dumb that down and just allow my son to have fun with it. You know what I'm saying? Because who knows if he's gonna do this professionally or forever. And you can't do anything forever. But that was like my most toxic trait, especially like recently. But then again, as I was saying, when it comes to my son, he started portraying that like he would be sour as hell, even shed tears when he took losses and everything, because it was just one bad season and it was bad. They lost almost every game, and I seen the difference in him because I'm like, Dad, that's me. Mm-hmm. So I started cheering up like, it is what it is. Let's go have some fun. Let's go do this, that, and third. Like, just move past it because, you may lose today. Tomorrow you win. So that's it. That's the lesson for me that I learned from that. That was like my most toxic.
So Kendrick Lamar got a song on his album called Daddy Issues. Is it called Daddy Issues? Or is it called something else? Anyway, it's a song about him having
Father time, I think.
Father time.
Yeah.
But it's about daddy's issues.
Yeah.
And he talks about in the song how his father would test him. So he's like, this is where I'm testing your humility, or I'm going to give you like an obstacle on purpose just to kind of throw you off this high that you're on. I think you kind of alluding to that. And it brings up an interesting topic that I want to go into right quick. When we talk about masculinity versus toxic masculinity, though you want your child to be in a situation where they feel comfortable, where they be like, you know what, I could take a loss and move on. I can cry and move on. I can have situations where I'm dealing with my mental health and it's off and I could repair myself and move on. But there is something to trying to find that balance between you do as a man need to be tough in this world. You do need to have a level of thick skin in this world. And it's very hard to try to tap dance on that line of, I want to give you some resistance. I want to give you some responsibility that you got to bear, but I don't want to turn you into a callous, chauvinistic, misogynistic, egocentric type of man. But I also don't want you to be unprepared to deal with the world and also be weak as well. I don't want people to look at you like, you know what, I could take advantage of him if I just like do
Exactly.
this. I need you to know how to negotiate. I need you to know how to go into a room and defend yourself if a physical altercation.
Be confident.
I need you to have confidence, but be confidence up until a line to where it doesn't come off as you being a prick or being an asshole or being arrogant. And it's like, to know when that line shuts off, it takes so much as a dad to just be on some shit like, all right, I need to pull back now because my father went.
Can I just stop you for a second? I just thought about another trait that I also.
Oh, tell the world. What you got? Welcome, YouTube.
I was very cold and calculated.
Oh.
That was like probably the most toxic trait that I ever had.
I
was borderline arrogant because a lot of things came easy to me and everything. So to what you were saying.
Oh, we was there, brother.
I was about to say, it wasn't kind of nothing
was
about
there.
it. The kind of shit.
So, I mean, you just saying that just reminded me. It's like, man, I used to be that way.
You remember this motherfucker with jerseys?
When he had when Dre used to have the Michelin Ness jerseys or them authentic
fucking
jerseys, you couldn't
God.
talk to Dre. I met Dre in high school. I was like, damn, man, what's going on? You heard what happened last night? He was like, nah. And just kept walking. Oh, nah, yo.
Nah.
I said, I'm about to go to chemistry class.
Yeah, I was cold. I wasn't so inviting to having conversation with people because
Fuck
the arrogantness in me.
Fuck no, you wasn't.
The arrogantness in me was like, almost like, who are you to talk to me? And I was, I had to come up off that because one, again, we had to have that fine line, as you were saying, and I was humbled by a lot of things in life. So, that's where, it's no longer a toxic thing. So if somebody come up to me and be like, hey, what's going on? I'm like, oh, what's up? I'm very inviting. We can have a quick conversation. I'm still probably moving on to doing what I, intended to do, but yeah.
Here's where the situation gets very, very dire to me. Nove, tell me that you walking with me down this path. Men, and another toxic masculinity trait, men suffering in silence. Not wanting to seek help, not wanting to go to the doctors, not wanting to express their emotions in a way that is verbal and not physical, which I would say I also have been guilty of in the past. I want to bring up this tweet. My man Ev, throw this tweet up for me. Comes from this man named Troy Kemp. He says, man up equals man down when the wrong definition of masculinity is left unchecked. It's time for boys and men to man up by communicating and getting help they need when they are down. We are losing lives because most males think being a man is handling everything on their own.
Shit.
Shout out to you, my boy.
Shit.
First of all.
What?
Couldn't have said it or tweeted it better myself.
Jesus. No.
It's been so many times, bro, before I even was made aware that therapy existed growing up, that it was like, I know what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to go in the house. I'm supposed to go in the corner. I'm supposed to go around the corner. And whatever this pain I got that I'm feeling, whatever this anger I have that I'm feeling, I just need to deal with it. And if I can't deal with it, I need to go back around the corner and fuck somebody up.
Yeah.
That people die like that, bro. How many times we heard a situation where somebody ego got in the way and then it wound up turning into somebody getting killed, knowing that you was fearful of a situation.
Still to this day.
Still to this day.
Exactly.
Even in Mr. Jason Wilson's book, Battle Cry, he talked about this story about this teenager in Detroit who had a group of dudes that was jealous of him for something. And it was a party going on. He was like, yo.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I remember that. I read that part.
He probably was feeling fearful, they might actually do something to him. But his pride and his ego wouldn't allow him to be, man, they probably gonna be looking like I'm soft, like I'm scared.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to the party anyway. Guess what? That's your last party that you went to.
Yeah.
Rest in peace to that young man. I've been in situations like that too. It's been situations where I know situations where I should have avoided it, on a street level.
Yep.
And I still went out to the street. Still went out to the avenue.
You be like, oh, I know I got beef with them cats on Howard Ave or Howard Street. I'm still gonna walk around there. I'm gonna walk that way to the park. Yeah. I got other ways to go to the park.
I'm gonna go on purpose.
I'm gonna walk that way.
I remember a situation in my childhood with a gentleman that I seated here. It could have got real sticky. We pulled people back. And that night, the argument wasn't about the fact that things happen. The argument was about why didn't you let them happen? That's how far the toxic masculinity goes. Somebody got hit with a snowball.
Oh shit!
God. Now,
yo.
whoa! Now,
why you bring it up, bro?
Oh my God! Let's talk about it.
Hold on.
Let's talk about it.
Hold on.
Oh
Fans,
man!
YouTube, subscribe, share.
Please.
I need you to notice the volume and the temperature in the room. Just off that, I didn't go any further. Right? Would somebody like to elaborate, or do you want me to tell the story? I feel like it would be better if one of you tell it because looking at you both, still got some.
And I'm gonna tell the story from my vantage point, right? So, if we got followers and listeners from New Jersey, we went down to, the movie theater in Newark. It was whatever it was called at
Springfield
the time.
Ave.
Yeah, it's Springfield.
Newark
Springfield.
Screens.
Yeah,
Old
North
school Newark
Screens,
Screens.
whatever it was called.
Shack Theater.
Right? It's a winter day. We get off the 25, walking the bus, we chilling and all this stuff. We about to go in the movie. I think we was actually going to go see
Something. It don't even
fucking remember.
Okay.
I don't even remember watching
It don't
the
even
movie.
matter.
I think it was like the
So-
Mummy or something.
so-
like that. I don't know.
It was something. It don't
So
matter.
we pay for our tickets and all this stuff. We start walking in, and I felt a snowball hit my back.
Mm.
And I'm like, yo, who threw that? And then I seen the snowball hit Jay back. I'm like, yo. I was like, yo, we got a fucking problem here. And it was four little dudes. Yeah, it was four little young dudes
Was he
throwing
little young?
snowballs at us.
Okay.
They were younger than us.
They were younger than us.
And they were smaller than us.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there's like they throwing snowballs.
Yeah.
So I turn around, I'm ready to go back outside. Just is in front of me, Jay is in front of me, and he's starting outside, and I see all I feel is somebody pulling me back, and I'm enraged.
Yeah.
I'm enraged,
Fucking hell, man.
and
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, we about to knock these niggas the fuck out.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's because I was like, nobody's gonna disrespect us like that, and I'm like, yo, all because I think I had some blue swamps on, I think.
Yeah, the blue and grays.
Yeah, I had the
remember
blue and gray
those,
joints
yeah.
on.
Blue and grays.
And I'm like, yo, like, nah.
So, I'm going to intervene in that. So, was he right to feel that way? Absolutely. Absolutely. You can feel that type of way anytime you get disrespected. Here's the problem with that. And here's where that thinking takes over. And you know what? They have the right to still be mad because there's still some shit that can upset you. I believe we were 18 over that at that time, which means I don't know if any of you are familiar with laws. After 18, you fight, you get locked the fuck up. Not exactly like we're in some place where cops aren't prevalent, Newark.
And they definitely
They were
wasn't
definitely
18.
in the building.
No,
They
they were
definitely
18.
minors,
They
for
were
sure.
probably 15, 16.
Yeah.
So,
And,
yeah,
and I think that's what the audacity that we had in our
yeah,
minds.
of
Like,
course. It's
how
like,
these young dudes gonna just disrespect us like that.
yeah, let's not get it fucked up. Like, yeah, if you're listening out there, need you to know I saved your life that night. But on that night, they got fucked up. But let's look at the further consequences that could have happened.
Or,
Mhm.
Or,
or
God forbid, let's be honest. Shit
given the neighborhood that we was in,
yeah, that
knows?
shit don't play fair.
Who knows? Who knows
Yeah.
what would have happened?
there was
play fair.
obviously Bloods.
Or blood affiliate,
None,
whatever.
none of us was gang affiliate.
Nah.
But at the same time, it's sort of like I remember that, and even hearing you bring that shit up, bro,
Just got
that
you so
shit
hot.
infuriates me.
I know.
But it's like
It's like a hit to the pride, man.
Mhm.
yeah,
course.
it's like yo, I had to
Pride,
go
man.
in and watch a movie after the fact that like I let somebody get away with throwing a snowball at me.
Damn, we
but
did
what?
watch
But
Jesus Christ.
I had to catch the bus after that.
Yep.
But at the same time, I do take a look around me 360 degrees and say to myself, like, yo, I got a wife, I got a son, I got my brothers, I got a good job. I know how far I'm willing to go in situations like that.
Mm-hmm.
That could have been the night for me.
Yeah.
It could have been, we wouldn't be having this conversation. I was ready to go that far.
Might not be in that position right now.
Yeah. I
think
actually
the
have another
only-
story to tell.
I think the only reason why I didn't go that far is because we did have a female with us.
Yeah.
And we
Yeah.
had two cooler heads with us, which
Yep.
was you and our other brother Kev.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So I thank God that it didn't go the way it could have went. But
Could've
with
went
that being
real
said,
left,
though,
yeah.
toxic masculinity wise, I'm mad
That's-
as fuck. I ain't fucked somebody up that night. God damn it!
I got
man.
another story to tell today, and this is my own personal story. And it was one night I was dropping somebody off in their building. It was another set of young dudes standing outside. So I get out the car. I'm a whole adult. I'm like 23 years old, whatever. And I'm walking this person to this, and so they was probably in there. They probably young teenagers, right? They standing outside. We over there on Hawthorne Ave, and I'm walking somebody into a building, and they circle me. So I'm looking like, well, yo, what y'all want to do? me, a whole adult talking to some young cats like that. So the youth that I like to mentor now. What y'all want to do?
Mm.
And it was like, what? So one of the dudes, come running out of the building with the gun. And he let off a shot like right next to me. Me being the so-called alpha that I am, I chase after him, mad like, yo, why you didn't fucking shoot me if you gonna point a gun at me? That was like, oh my God, that was ridiculously toxic. And I used to live my life where it was a case where I have nothing to lose. But literally, I do have everything to lose. Like you said, I'm a father. You know what I'm saying? I got dreams and aspirations that I'm going to meet and everything. I hope to get married one day. I want to have a whole family vibe thing. So it's like I got stuff to lose now and everything. But at a young age, when I was growing up, no, I didn't care. I didn't care about nothing. Care.
Suffering in silence, obviously, is something that all men deal with. It's particularly prevalent in the African American community, though, and especially when it comes to healthcare and our reluctance to seek out help, whether or not it's physical, mental, whatever like that. Mm-hmm. A lot of us have grown up with different things that have traumatized us. Let's just keep it 100. Things that we really never confronted to really get down to the bottom of how that made you feel or how that affected you as a adult growing up. And even with me, I'll be the first to say, and y'all probably know this, I have an apprehension of doctors. Mm-hmm. I just don't trust them. Bro, even with the whole story about the movies, even with the whole story about, Hawthorne, I remember that because we had a conversation after that, and that made me very sad. Think about that all over again. The fact that, bravado, ego was involved in that. The fact that we as men don't seek help is the most tragic shit ever, bro. Yep. The fact that we don't say, you know what, I love myself enough to either be vulnerable or proactive enough to say, you know what?
I need help.
I need help. Somebody please help me. In a situation where things get really dire, somebody please come save me.
Mm-hmm. Or even on a smaller scale than that, like how many times, we've known each other for years. Years. How many times has Decades. It been like, how you doings have you heard over those decades?
Millions.
Now think back to how many times you actually told the truth.
Yep. You always be like, I'm good. I'm fine.
That in itself is crazy.
I'm straight. Yeah.
Like, yo, how you doing? I'm good.
I'm fine.
No.
I manage. I'm maintaining.
I'll be all right.
Yeah. I'll be all right.
Like, yo, I think that comes from as a man, no matter what you're going through, you have 3 thoughts in your head. Nobody cares. Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter. I got to go through it anyway. So with those 3 thoughts circling, it's like, I'm going to deal with it anyway. So do I really need to share this? But as you get, if you come of age and you start, thinking with this, you need to let some of that go. Like, you don't have to carry that alone. That's why you have a support system.
Right.
Yes. And we definitely need to learn to lean into that, because I believe that us being men, we are like kind of natural problem solvers, right? So we figure if there's a problem, either we're going to solve it physically or we're going to use some type of logic. Almost any means necessary. But to, echo what you were saying, that we got to lean into asking for help. We got to lean into being vulnerable in that moment to be like, yo, I need you, bro. I need you. Mm-hmm. And so, just going forward, we just encourage all our listeners, anybody, just if you need help, don't be afraid to ask. Don't be afraid to reach out to us. We'll do our best to link you up with somebody. We'll do our best to help you. Do not be afraid to be vulnerable.
And I would even issue a challenge to anybody that's listening to the show. If you got that friend that's very, very quiet or who always give that generic response, so I'm good, check up on them right after this episode. Or pause the episode and go check on them right now.
Please.
Because it's just off proximity. We all probably got somebody around us that's a man that needs our help that we don't know.
Yep.
And I'm issuing the challenge that you go out there and investigate who that person is, because I'm gonna do the same and go find out somebody that need my help. And I'm so thankful for y'all, because them type of conversations we've been having for the last 20 years. I've been able to come to you and be like, yo, I'm having a hard time right now.
Yep.
And sometimes I just need somebody to talk to, have a drink with right quick, go bowling, shoot a gun, something like that, fight, whatever. And y'all been there to be supportive. But I feel so bad for the man out there who doesn't have that. And imagine them going 20, 30 years by themselves. That's how you get people that do stuff that's wicked.
Yep.
Because they reach their breaking point. And their whole idea about life is just totally skewed. But let's shift gears a little bit, right? So can't talk about toxic masculinity without talking about relationships and how we deal with our masculinity.
You thought we weren't going to talk about it, huh? You sandbagging son of a bitch.
I thought they was off of that.
Nope.
Not yet.
Not at all.
Toxic masculinity shows its ugly head in relationships, don't it?
Of course.
Oh man.
Gender roles. That pops up. That's been a very popular term. High value man, high value women, low value man, alpha male, beta male, delta, sigma.
Simp.
Shit, I don't fucking
Simping.
and all this other
Red
good
pill,
stuff.
blue pill.
What's some of the ways that toxic masculinity rears its ugly head in relationships, either in your personal life in the past or that you know is very common that happens?
Go ahead, Jay.
Oh, y'all gonna be toxic right now?
No, man. Go ahead, Jay.
All right.
Nov.
For me, it's been yes, my name is Nov, by the way. Hi.
My name is Nov.
But for me, it's been, I think most men have a trigger when you hear a woman get mad or raise their voice.
Oh God,
So that natural
this motherfucker Nova's the GOAT.
that
he is.
that natural
He is.
inclination, like it starts off small. I'll give you a real easy scenario. You say something like, "What?
Excuse me?
Who?
Who you think you talking to?
Nope." You stop yourself because it's like, what?
No, you don't stop yourself.
No. Here's why you stop yourself. You,
You
stop yourself.
You stop yourself.
Yeah,
I
you
stop
stop
myself.
yourself.
All right, so
Like, who
I'll
you
speak
talking
for
to?
me. Hi. I'll speak for me. I stop myself because my initial thought is a lot worse than who the fuck you think you talk to. It's a lot worse than that.
Mm.
It's like, you funny as hell. All right. I'm going to let you live.
Mm-hmm.
Then, if they get comfortable with that, I'm sorry. If your partner gets comfortable with that and feels like, oh, I could do this anytime. What happens if it's in public?
Boy.
You gonna get the bag or not?
Oh my God.
You ain't gonna carry the bag? You ain't gonna be a man? Who in the fuck are you talking to?
Man, listen. I don't know.
You sandbagging son of a bitch.
I don't know.
So yeah, that's a trigger. That's a personal trigger for me.
But does the toxicity come in because
Cause and effect.
do we feel like we can do that to them and it wouldn't be as impactful? That's the toxicity of it, right?
What?
Because y'all been on vacation with women before.
Yeah.
Nope, not at all.
You've been on vacation with women before.
Stop lying. You're lying on camera, bro.
Instagram page says
Yep.
different.
All right, fine.
So
Well,
sometimes you get aggravated on vacation, man. They running late. You late getting through security. They right?
God.
You gonna raise your voice at them and be like, yo, man, get your fucking bags and let's go. I remember that old Sinbad joint, like, get your bags, let's go. We going home right now. It's like it's we kind of think of it as like not a two-way street as far as like being able to like raise your voice and posture up and kind of be on some shit like, nah, I'm talking, I'm running this conversation, I'm the one that's upset. I get to yell at you, but as soon as your woman comes and wants to do the same thing, or if they high in masculine energy, it's sort of like kind of like how you said, like,
Yeah.
what make you think that you could talk to me like that? It ain't so much about the fact that you raised your voice. It's sort of like, where did you feel like you had the audacity to raise your voice at me? Because now you making me feel very, very, very disrespected.
But you got to be careful with that. And here's the caveat. there's a difference between, speaking your mind and using aggression
Right.
and intimidation. I don't know if you know, black men in America get shot for less.
Oh, yeah, without question.
God forbid I was, I spoke loudly and firmly in a public place. It might be perceived as something else. So you kind of got to watch your tone, which puts you in a box of, I can react, but now I have to think about everything fucking else that happens. Because my woman might understand I'm coming from a place of love. I'm upset. Somebody else might see that and be like,
he's abusive. So I think one of the things that I know I still do, but jokingly do, I stand over people. Like, I stand over my woman. Most women are shorter than me. I really haven't dated somebody that's 6'2".
someone because you're 6'13".
Thank you.
Yeah.
But so if we are in a public place or we having a disagreement, I stand over you. Like, I tower over you, try to intimidate you. Or I remember it was
Terrible person. Wow. Unbelievable.
Yeah. I remember it was one instance where one woman I was dealing with went through my phone and she started questioning my loyalty. And so it was the iron board, and I just flipped over the iron board like I just hit this mic just now and everything. So just being
That'll show her.
yeah, that would show it because I'm not abusive, right? I'm not abusive, but I could come across as aggressive sometimes, especially if I'm being questioned or even mothered, like you're saying, like somebody yelling at you, get the bags, like who are you talking to?
Yeah.
You're not gonna talk to me like that. You're gonna respect me as a man. You know what I'm saying? If I'm not doing something to you like, it's the ways that you can talk to me. There's ways to express that.
And it really be, to me, I'm not the type of person to like just go off and just raise my voice at my woman. Like if I'm in a serious relationship with you, I'll like talk to you with love first. And then if you still ain't getting it, now we got to start escalating this thing. But me, I'm not a great arguer. I'm more of a physical fighter. So like I know I can't cross that line. So it's sort of like, you know what? I'd rather just not talk to you at all. But I feel like when a woman is in a situation where she feel like she can raise her voice at you and the energy is like, I know I could do that. I know I could get away with that. And I know you ain't gonna do shit about it. It's like, now you grunt, now you barking up a tree that you testing me.
Exactly.
And it's sort of like, I can't punch you in your face. So like now you put me in a precarious situation. It's like, what I'm gonna do? All I could do is either remove myself from the situation permanently
or destroy something
temporarily, or I gotta flip over an iron board or break a mug or punch a hole in the wall or something like that.
Actually, in the book, Dr. Jason Williams, he talks about
he did that. He was dealing with something with his mom. Yeah, for sure.
And it's a lot more than, like, I know we've spoken on, the raising of the voice and, the occultation of the voice, the volume.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's not the volume. More times than not, it's the tone,
bro. It's the tone, for sure.
The tone. You ever hear something, and it could be minor, but the tone in which you say it is like, yo, are you trying to fucking play with me right now?
Yeah.
Like, all right.
You talking to me like everybody else. Like, not like I'm your man. You talking to me like I'm just like some regular dude that you'll see on the street.
Like,
and you in my house. Or we in each other's house. Like,
and going back to what we were talking about before, I think that's the line in which that trigger in your head is like, this is fucking disrespect.
Right.
I feel disrespected. I feel like you're trying me. Furthermore, I feel like you're trying my manhood. Even further than that, I feel like you're daring me to do something that you know I won't do.
Mm-hmm. And I would say, no, keep it honest, 'cause I've been in that situation a lot. 9 times out of 10, it ain't even that though, bro. That's the toxic part, the toxic masculinity part of that, is we receive it as disrespect as such, like that. But you also talking about you dealing with a whole nother human being who may have deficiencies in how they communicate. So like the tone comes off as like, yo, I feel like you trying to like you trying to test me, like you trying to test my manhood, like I won't do something crazy in here, something like that. But you're not hearing the hurt behind the tone about like exactly what they saying. Like, yo, you really broke my heart, or you let me down, or you disappointed me.
Exactly.
And it's like, yo,
you're 100% right.
if I would have heard that first, your tone would have made more sense. But I'm so wrapped up in being like, you can't talk to me like this in my own house or in my car or something like that, or while we out in public, that it's like, I totally missed what you was actually trying to say.
Yeah,
so,
I totally agree. Like you got to, it's hard to tell what someone's tone is, you know. So if we know we did something wrong, and then a woman came at us, we'd be like, all right, I can understand why she's talking to me in this manner. But if it comes out the blue, it's a regular old Tuesday, and next thing you know, you might have did something that you may perceive as minor and everything, so you forgot about it, but it happened a few days earlier, and then she come at you, barking at you. We don't want to hear that shit. We don't want to hear that at all.
Not at all.
Hell no.
You know, so we encourage women to also, learn how to communicate with us as we're learning how to communicate with you.
All right, so how to deal with the problem of toxic masculinity? It's got to be some ways that we can combat it, right? So obviously, I think the first key is self-awareness. You got to put yourself in a position that you know you being toxic.
Yeah.
I think we all pretty self-aware people, so we able to say like, yo, I've been toxic recently, in the past, and all other types of stuff. I need to fix this. I need to fix that. A lot of guys get so wrapped up in their own ego, in their own position in society, that they kind of look at themselves like, well, whatever I've been doing been working for me so far. I get all the money, I get women, I got a secure job and all that shit. What the fuck do I need to change for? But not necessarily knowing that, being that you're a toxic man, that you really are in a bunch of fake relationships with people, and you're really not contributing anything to your life of any real substance. What can we do to combat toxic masculinity? What's some of the practices that you would put in place in the past or currently that says, you know what, I can start bettering myself and how I feel about myself and my ego going forward?
Again, just being vulnerable, being able to really speak to your emotions, to whatever you're feeling, whatever situation, exercise,
Hell yeah, Dre.
practice good health habits, picking up a different hobby to, kind of balance you out to whatever, to try to get rid of whatever toxic trait that you have. Try to do the opposite. Or, you can find a happy medium, right? Because I am maybe different from y'all a little bit, but like you should have a little toxicity in you. Just a little.
And there he is.
Just a little bit.
Dre the peace guy. Dre the peace guy.
Yeah, just a little bit.
I think every man, to your point though, I do think every man should have a little bit of dangerous in them. Yeah. And then it's controlled. Mm-hmm. You get what I mean? That's like a real man. You should be a threat, but you should have that threat be under control. So like, I command respect. Don't test me. I can defend myself. But also, you're not going to talk to me any certain type of way, because if you do so, there will be some consequences.
It just goes along physical. With the respect factor. Right? You got to be able to command that respect. So that's what I mean. Is like you still need to be confident. You still need to puff up when you walk in the room. You greet everybody. Let them know that you're there.
Right.
And everything. Every time I walk in the room, I say, good morning, or hey, what's going on, everybody? What's up, fellas, or whatever. Just to know, like, I'm here.
Right.
I'm here, but not necessarily arrogant, like, yeah, look at me. I'm the shit.
Yeah, men that speak timidly too. I can't stand that, yo. Like when they like men talking, they kind of like they planting it in the middle, and they like, I just think that I don't know, make a decision, bro. Like, goddamn, like one way or the other. Like, if you're unsure,
right or wrong.
If you're unsure, speak up and say it loudly. I don't know.
I don't know.
But don't be on some like, oh, well, maybe we can. I don't know if we can satisfy everybody. Like,
nah,
bro,
it doesn't work that way.
Chill the hell out. Sit down. Let the grown-ups deal with this, because what you talking about is crazy right now.
Me personally, when it came to dealing with toxic masculine energy and habits, a big part of that was I had to stop blaming other people for the shit that I did. And I had to take all the responsibility and accountability. Like, things happen to you in life. But at the same time, it's like, that doesn't give me the green light to do that. So, take the responsibility, take the accountability, be honest, and try to make improvements day by day. Like, I know I'm an asshole. I know I can come off very insensitive. I know.
Passive aggressive motherfucker, yo. God damn it. I love you to death, though. Jesus Christ.
But I know I can also be aloof. I know you can pour your heart out to me, and I'll be like, all right, that's cool. So,
What are we eating?
what we doing? Where we going?
Dragonfly?
And I know, facts. But I also know that I am aware of those things. I know that it's not going to change overnight, but I know I can be better than I was yesterday.
Exactly.
If I choose to be. And that's where the accountability comes in. I know my faults. So now it's really up to me. If I want to change, I can. But if I don't, I can't blame it on anybody else but myself because I had the chance to change and I didn't.
I would say first, before I read this passage out of the genius Jason Wilson's book, Battle Cry, I would say first things first, gentlemen out there, especially if you in your 30s listen to the show, which a lot of our analytics say that's exactly what you are, please do not be afraid of seeking therapy. Talking to somebody once a month, twice a month, half hour, 50 minutes. I really feel like the therapy I'm in right now is like literally like changing my life, yo. Even like stuff that I'm confused about, just being able to talk it out and actually hear myself say stuff out loud is like, I sound stupid. She's like, well, tell me why that makes sense. It's like, well, I guess it don't make sense. It's like, that's just how I felt though. It's like, well, yeah, feelings ain't facts. So whatever like that. But there's a passage in this book talking about being a comprehensive man, which I think is very, very telling to solving the problem of toxic masculinity. And he encourages men to be a comprehensive man. And what does that mean? It goes as followed. A comprehensive man is courageous, but also compassionate, strong, but sensitive. A man who lives freely from the good in his heart and not his fears. A comprehensive man embraces all of his emotions so he can express them rather than be ruled by them. In contrast, a masculine male only allows himself to feel and exude emotions that are culturally acceptable for men.
Yep.
Before you are a man, you are a human being.
Yep.
So I would say, please, please, please take some self-evaluation of yourself. Figure out exactly where you are being toxic, being a negative presence in people's life, where you are robbing people of joy and not leading with love, and then try to make incremental improvements towards that, whether or not it's therapy, journaling, just being more self-aware, building better relationships with the people that's around you. Stuff like that.
Spirituality also.
Yeah, tap into your spirituality.
Whatever
you know what I mean?
you can dive into.
Yeah.
Dre, you'll be able to attest. You don't necessarily got to align yourself with, I got to become a Christian. Or I got to become a Muslim or something like that. But like putting yourself in a position where you realize there's something more divine than you and kind of trying to walk the path to higher enlightenment for your spirit, right?
Exactly.
So,
you put in the best words that I can even put in.
Should I write a book?
You should. What'd you say 3 men must do in their life? Write a book. Plant a tree.
There you go.
And have a son.
There you go.
There you go.
All right. Anything we want to close out with? Finish the show on a high note, unlike the versus battle.
Oh.
I didn't actually see the
thought we
versus
was
battle.
gonna talk about
clips.
I don't want to talk about it.
I don't.
Ain't
I
nothing
don't
to talk about.
I can talk
I
about
just heard
it.
it was bad,
You know,
but
How when we were talking about it earlier, you said, sometimes players have a bad night.
Players be having a bad night, kid.
But not all the motherfucking players, right?
The shots, when your shot is off, somebody else got to pick it up. But when the
Yeah.
whole team's shooting
The
like
whole
shit,
team was off. Mario was the only one hitting shit from 3.
that boy Mario was like, y'all sound crazy, man.
Everybody else was
Like,
hitting
yo.
shit at the neck. Like, you got people helping people out with songs and holding babies and getting up. It was a lot fucking going on.
Jeremiah was the biggest letdown though.
Was he really?
Because he got hit records, and it's sort of like, yo, I know you ain't the type of person that be like, you ain't Luther Vandross. Everybody knew that, but I at least thought you could come on stage and sing something. You was having a hard time hitting like basic notes. I could do that in the shower.
I don't know. I feel like Ray J had a bad night, but we all. I mean, I don't want to be that guy, but it wasn't a secret Ray J couldn't sing, right?
No, it wasn't no secret.
All right, cool.
We seen the national
But
anthem.
I feel like Omarion had a rough night. Not only because, his notes wasn't hitting, he was eating watermelons. How you have your enemy, the person you going against, invite your team that you didn't invite on stage, and they do your dance to play you in all white.
It was
like it was an album cover.
I didn't see it, so it was still. I don't.
You missed some shit.
I did. I don't think I don't wanted to subject.
You don't got to see it, but I would end on this as far as the versus conversation is concerned. For us to have the high of Jadakiss last year, to be here now, Jadakiss somewhere rolling around in his grave.
He's alive.
He's alive.
Yeah.
What? What the fuck?
You have to stop killing people off.
Oh my God.
I just meant professionally.
Okay.
He's still alive professionally.
All right. Anyway.
Top 5 dead or alive, and that's just off one LP.
All right. I do want something I want to say. So I want to say congratulations to all the graduates.
Hell
this
yeah.
year.
Yes.
2022 graduate class out here.
Yeah. For any graduating from promotional to middle school, high school to college to your masters, congratulations to all you guys. Special shout out to my younger cousin Jalen. Yeah, graduated high school.
Boy got a mustache now.
I just want to say that whatever you choose your path to be, just walk it with confidence, walk it with faith, spirituality, whatever you want to do, and just keep on pushing. The youth is so important to our world. So, just remember that, guys.
Any advice for graduates that's taking the next step in their life? It's the young people right now.
I'm going to say something that a lot of people really probably won't say to you. If you don't know what you're going to do right now, that's okay.
Yes.
If you don't know what you're going to do 3 months from now, that's okay. If you don't know what you're going to do 5 months from now, it's okay. Moral of the story is you're going to know when you're going to know. Just take this time. Enjoy yourself. Move forward in the best way that you see possible. And when you know, you'll know.
Your path does not have to be traditional.
No doubt.
You don't have to go to university. You don't have to go to graduate school. If you have a great idea, follow that. If you have a passion, follow that. Life is going to go by very, very quickly for you over the next 10 years, especially like in your early 20s or 18 years old. You'll look up and you'll be 36. And you'll be thinking to yourself like, damn, my options are limited now. Take advantage of the fact that you're young and you still got fight in your system, and do whatever the fuck you want to do, and don't let anybody tell you that you can't do something. Follow your dreams, follow your goals, and do whatever you got to do to not work for somebody one day.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Yeah.
I think that'll bring a close to Mondo Matters episode 6. Man up. We out here. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. And you see us on the Instagram post or Facebook. Drop a comment, drop a like, share our shit. That's the only reason why we ain't got to deal with Bad Boy Records yet.
Yeah.
So
Trying
let us know what's going on.
I'm trying to dance with Diddy.
If you want to be on a show, we got a spot on the couch right there. Just email us. You could come on the show whenever you feel like it. On a Saturday, though.
Yeah. On a Saturday.
So, you know what I mean? But yeah, that's going to be a wrap for the show. Mondo Matters episode 6. We see y'all.
League of Shadows.